Hey, yo, Neil.
Hey, what's up?
I got you.
Got you.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Grammy. Free my brother.
Cha.
It's free to his backwards.
Look.
All right, you're here for another episode of One Mic. Uh, Ready for opening season of the NBA, and I got my guys with me. What's up, Darnell? How you doing? NBA season greetings, feeling?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good watching the game. It's amazing how good LeBron still is. He's almost 40 years old. He's still running around like he in his 20s. Anthony Davis is being aggressive, but the champs are still the champs. You see Jokic out here doing his thing. He's showing y'all why he's the best player in the world. So we got a good game going right now, and you got the Warriors and Suns coming on later tonight.
Yeah, and then later in the show, I'll talk about my experience going to the Chase Center, having a chance to watch Wimiana and just experience basketball in the Chase Center at the final preseason game. So we'll talk about that a little bit later as the Warriors get ready to rev up here against the Suns. All right, Hammer, how you doing?
Doing well, man. LeBron's losing, so I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Just a straight hater. What good.
I don't like him. Yeah, you wearing 23 too, right? Again, right?
Come up, man. Any given Sunday, boy. NFL had a little bit of surprises up in here. It's, huh? What'd you say?
But nobody said nothing.
Okay, I thought he was saying something up there. All right, we're gonna jump into it. The Patriots get the Bills. There's a lot going on here. Now a number of us we've been on Belichick because it's been crazy over there. But them Bills is another question. I don't know what's going on. I mean, the Bills just ain't right. There's something that's just not right. It's from the beginning, from opening preseason practice with all that stuff. And this was a loss they could not have had. It was something that they needed to have this victory. What is going on in both Buffalo and then the Patriots right the ship? Darnell, what's going on any given Sunday?
So this is the Kevin Garnett week. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So we saw the Patriots, who everybody's been saying they're in the running for Caleb Williams, but they haven't quit on the season yet. Ezekiel Elliott in there, he running the rock hard. Lines blocking. Defenses, they stood up. And they played a good game. So it was good to see that from New England. But on Buffalo, there's some problems going on there. I think there's some team chemistry issues going on that they got to fix. And so
I mean,
they will
this,
not be a contender until they fix those issues.
yeah, there's no way in the world they should be playing the way they playing and playing. This is a game they should have been able to win, and it just feels like you're right. There's chemistry issues. Josh Allen seems like he's not doing what he needs to do. You, Hammer. When you look at that, what do you see going on in Buffalo?
I saw most of the game. It was a sad game. It was two sorry teams, and Buffalo is just sorry right now. I think McDermott seems to be overwhelmed as far as DCing as well as head coaching. I don't know why he fired Leslie Frazier, but Leslie landed in the NFL Network. Hopefully, he'll get back in the DC circuit. But they have no running game whatsoever. And Ken Dorsey is one of the worst OCs I've seen. They missed Dabo, obviously. So it's just a sad ball club where, Stephon Diggs, there's lack chemistry with him and with Allen and Diggs. And Allen's making poor decisions. So and the defense is banged up. So it's just not a good team. They're huge disappointment, but I think really it comes to a point where the head coach is really not focused on the overall franchise right now. He's trying to micromanage DCing and other things instead of his main job, which is HCing, and lose that if he doesn't turn around. So
And they feel like they feel like they don't run the football either. I mean,
they don't
it's
run the football
Buffalo.
off. Yeah.
And
I mean, they do not run. They let they let Devin Singletary go for nothing. They got Lamar Murray, who's on his seventh, eighth team. I give him credit getting that check, but it's just James Cook. They're misusing him, and so it's just really Kincaid. They're playing really well, but that's it. That's the only thing I've seen on that offense. It's been consistent. It's a rookie out of Utah, but the rest of them just are underperforming, especially Josh Allen, turning the ball over and over again, and just again poor decisions and poor play calling too as well. They just literally, I mean, Patriots fought hard, but they were trying to give away the game. It was back and forth. So it was a bad game. It was almost laughable just seeing how teams couldn't stop each other. And so that's just the thing about it where the Buffalo's in trouble.
Yeah. They're in trouble, and they're gonna have to right the ship. I mean, with 17 games, it's some time, but they just don't seem like they've been struggling from the beginning with their chemistry and not being on the same page. They just seem like there's no one's taking charge in that locker room.
They don't have a true leader on the team. They don't have a true leader. Josh Allen's not a true leader.
Yeah.
And it seems like the Stephon Diggs is torn up the locker room, was asking for a trade. And, Stephon, he seems to always be a malcontent. He was a malcontent in Minnesota. Now he's a malcontent in Buffalo. And it comes to a point where, are you going to be happy at all, brother?
I told you my rule, man. I learned that watching the Steelers. When the folks farthest away from the football got too much of the role out there, you in trouble. When you get them guys who on the outside, unless you get to, they get a little too far from the football. You need some core guys. Look at Philadelphia. Them guys in the middle hold down.
Yeah.
Them guys in the middle,
Yeah.
up the middle, they strong. In leadership and everything else.
Yeah.
You guys in the middle.
Both sides of the ball. Both sides strong.
When you start letting them guys on the outside, too far outside the football, start dictating stuff in the locker room, and ain't nobody can put them in check. That's when you're gonna have problems on your team.
Real talk, D-Bo.
It's been that forever, and I just see it happening here, and and nobody in Buffalo can pull that stuff together. All right, so we're looking at the Vikings. The Vikings came out on the. I know 49ers. I mean, Cousins played at night. He played at night now. Hammer, he played at night. I know that's
Jordan Addison too. Give shots to Jordan Addison too, man. Jordan Addison balling out with no JJ.
They was getting physical.
No JJ.
They were getting physical.
Yeah. They were getting physical.
They were getting physical with the 49ers. I know
the
they got
missing tackles too, which is rare. They were missing tackles, man. They were not looking good defensively. They're missing Florida Warriors missing tackles, and they're missing tackles, man.
Yeah. Greenlaw kept going in and out the game. He was getting busted up and coming in and out the game. Usually, 49ers, that kind of team, they just touch it and feel like it hurt. But Minnesota surprised me. They played. They came after it. You got KJ. He had a couple of drops over there, but
KJ looked good, man.
He started pulling together. He started pulling together a little bit. Donnell, what's up on the Vikings and 49ers? Huh?
My biggest takeaway is the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
I've been critical of the Vikings when it comes to their trench play.
Yeah,
they look good. They look good yesterday. Defensive line made some key stops. Offensive line was getting some push in there. But I was really impressed with Christian Darrisaw.
He can ball, man. He can ball.
And the way he was, in his matchup with Bosa, I think he did a real good job. He did a real good job yesterday. And also on the 49ers side, you saw the difference without Trent Williams. You talking about that mentality. Without the leader in there, it looked a little bit different.
But I also think who did pick up a running back for the Vikings?
Cam Akers.
Who?
Yeah, Cam Akers. He looked good.
He was
Cam
running
Akers,
hard.
yeah.
He was running hard.
Yeah.
Your other boy, he be tippy like a tippy-toe burglar. But Cam Akers was running hard. I think he's going to get more touches up in there. He was running hard up in there. I was like, okay, Cam. They had a little attitude on the running game. The Vikings is hard. Like they tease you. They tease you. They start to get you going forward. You start to believe in them, and they just take you to that cliff and just drop you off. I mean, they look like they should be much better. They are. Cousins will give you all that stuff. He gives you that, and then he'll show up in that game, and something will happen. You're like, how did they lose? But on this one, they kind of they put it together, and so I like what they had going. Your Bears, man, They had to go
And
D2. They had to go
I was
D2
clowning,
quarterback.
bro. I was
They had,
clowning. I had
they had to go
all my
D2
bear
quarterback
gear on. I had my bear hat.
with all the tattoos.
I was
Yeah,
clowning, man.
he had no shirt on in the after party. You know, that's what they went with.
Yeah, it
What's
was
going on
great,
with the
man.
Bears?
Bajent was making good decisions. He's still not QB1, but Justin Smith is going to mess around and be QB2 if he get it together because Bajent understands his limitations. He's making good decisions. They ran the ball. They weren't spectacular as far as explosive plays. They have to be. They got it done. Deontay Foreman balled out. They
Foreman
look
was
good,
playing.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was balling because he knows he's one step away from getting cut or being traded. He was inactive for 3 games, so they put lit fire into the brother. So the defense is tight too. Our defensive backfield, don't sleep. Our defensive backfield is legit. With Jalen Johnson leading the way, they need to pay my guy Jalen Johnson straight up. They need to pay that brother right now because that brother was balling out bad. Pick 6 and another pick, and that defensive backfield is solid, man. Solid and near elite.
Now we didn't necessarily have this on, but I'm gonna talk to you, Darnell. The Lions went out there. They got on that plane roaring and came back whimpering like they done ran up against some hyenas. Man, Baltimore boy, them Ravens boy. It was like they ran up on them Lions like they ran up on Marlo Stansfield when he had Brother Muzan and them. You know, they caught him up there. They caught him up there in them structures, and had to put the end to it. Boy, they ran. He just playing them away games, man. What's up with your Lions, man?
Injuries. That's really all it is, injuries. But the Ravens, they did whatever they wanted to do. Lamar Jackson, he was wheeling and dealing from
Man,
the,
that
from the
offense
very
is like hard. The offense looks
and
difficult to
it
stop
was
when it's humming.
yeah, and he was doing it from the pocket. He was
Yeah.
throwing the ball, making good decisions, and offensive line was blocking. But you got to mention also as well. The Lions were missing 3 D linemen. They had 3 injured D linemen, and also the secondary was in shambles because you saw Emmanuel Mosley. He didn't play because of injury, right? Jerry Jacobs, he didn't play. We already know Gardner Johnson, and he's been out with the pec injury, so they're super thin in the secondary, and that showed because it seemed like Bateman and Zay Flowers are open the entire game because they're going against 4th and 5th string corners.
Yeah.
You
Mark Andrews too, though.
Mark Andrews too, but I chalk this game
Gus
up.
Edwards too with that 80-yard catch.
Yeah,
I would chalk this game up to injuries and execution from the Ravens. They were able to capitalize, but I think it was mostly the injuries.
and man, we're gonna rotate a little bit and go to college football, man. So we're gonna talk about the state of 2 programs. We're gonna talk about the state of USC, and we're gonna talk about the state of Clemson. Now
What about the state of Michigan? What about the state of Michigan? That's the biggest question.
They still whooping people, and that's gamesmanship. We'll get back.
Yeah, because they stealing signs. That's
Come
why.
on, y'all. Come on, that's
They're
gamesmanship.
stealing signs.
We'll get to that one. We'll get to the hardball
Stealing
stuff.
signs.
We'll get to the hardball stuff because you looking for something. Y'all ain't got no team over there in Chicago, Northwestern. What? Oh, Illinois. Oh, no. Y'all ain't got nothing over there. So we'll come back. We'll come back to it in a minute. But let's start. So I put a post up about Dabo. I said Dabo Swinney is like Hammer when Hammer was trying to make the adjustment to the Rise Against the Rap, and he was too legit to quit. I put that up, and I got a lot of reactions on that because that's how it feels. It's like, there was a time when he owned it. Hammer owned it. Hammer was on commercials. We had dials. We had, you couldn't go nowhere. Everybody had to bag your pants. They had all that. The Clemson owned it, and then the game changed, and he was the last one to know. And he was trying to, even though, he can't, he had rough upbringing, knew how to do it, but you couldn't change, like you doing the cartoons and everything else. You can't, Hammer, you can't go hard. So then Hammer comes out with the video trying to go hard. We just ain't buying that. Dabo is like that right now. Game done changed. The game done changed, and he just looked lost, man. What is going to go on with Clemson, man? Hammer, come on, talk to me.
I think Dabo is overrated as a coach, and he lost coordinators. He lost Tony Elliott to Virginia. We had a big upset win this last weekend.
Oh yeah,
he lost Venables, and he's been exposed. And the OC and the DC replaced. He had to fire him because they were inept. So yeah, Dabo's being exposed right now. Exposed as a bad recruiter, exposed as a bad coach, and exposed as again inept. And so we're seeing that right now. He's in trouble. I mean, people tell me nobody is invincible. Nobody is.
But I thought they had this up and coming quarterback. Talk to me, Darnell.
Man,
DJ,
they did.
DJ had to go west.
DJ Ugalele,
They want to talk about this kid. What's going on, man, with the offense?
Terrible, man. They'll take over, man.
Yeah, it's
terrible, man. Terrible.
Darnell just shaking his head, man. It just Dabo was off, man.
Yeah, but it's not going to change till Dabo gets out of there. But at the end of the day, he's not going to change. Dabo built his program on certain values, and he's not going to sacrifice for anybody else. And he said it in the press conference. He said we might need to lighten the bandwagon a little bit for all the fans chirping. He's like, maybe we need to get rid of some of y'all. That's Dabo. That's Dabo Swinney's mentality.
Get rid of him.
He's running his program on the old school family values, and you can't run the college football program today like a mom and pop shop because it's a business and capitalism is, I'll say that for another
King.
Yeah, man. We sitting here watching the Denver game. And, them two youngers from Colorado sit in front row. That's all Brandon, right? Shedeur and them sit in front row. And so it's a different world that you're living in. And he ain't got to go
Hunter's
all
driving
the way
Maserati.
There.
Someone told me Hunter's driving Maserati, man.
Yeah, because he's making that Maserati money.
I know.
I would have told him, get the Maserati, get you what Hammer's driving, and put that money in the bank and save that money. Talk to Hammer, get the Hammer mobile, because that's what I'm trying to do. He need to go over there and talk to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? While he at the game, he need to pull LeBron aside, and LeBron would have told him, young man, forget that. You on campus, get a ride from somebody else and put that money in the bank. Get on the bus, get your bus pass. But kids gonna do what they do. But that's the world that Dabo's in, right? And so he could, and I'm not saying Dabo don't have to come all the way that way. You know what I'm saying? But he can, for Dabo to make all the money he making, and not see a value to supporting folks that he would to be able to do that, which they doing, and find a medium somewhere in the middle to do that, it seems to be problematic. And so we're gonna watch and see, but they're gonna lighten that bus up, because the Clemson fans ain't too legit to quit. They like that winning. And if you can't do it, they'll bring Venable back, the coach over here. They got options. Don't think they don't. All right. So y'all, let's talk about USC, man. USC, boy, they can't deal with them bullies on the block. And Caleb's performance against teams that are not top teams is not very good. Now, Darnell gonna pull me over. I had to, almost like I felt like Anita Baker. I had to apologize to him because he came out saying something and I didn't process it. But I was like, when I was out in the Bay Area, I finally was like, he's right. Remember I sent that text? I was like, man, I think I didn't come back. Sometimes in this world, y'all, you got to admit when you wrong. And I'm like, not only is he right, this is something I'm looking at like, they ain't ready. They can't. To me, they like Mikey Garcia trying to go up and fight Earl Spence. They do well in them lower weights. But sometimes when you got to go up and fight them big weights, you're going to get pushed around a little bit. And so, Darnell, what is the state of USC? Like to me, I feel like there's some problems with this.
You said, what's the problem with
USC? What's going on with USC? I think that I feel like it's deeper than that. I think the coach, his style, I think he had some of that at
It's
Oklahoma.
a co- it's a
It
culture
don't feel like
issue.
there was no dogs, man.
It's a culture issue, like you
Yeah.
said. There is no dog. They're Hollywood, and he's never going to get rid of his boy.
Mm.
Alex
Yeah,
Grinch.
Grinch gotta go.
That's his guy.
He gotta go.
He's not going to go. He's not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. That's his
Go
guy.
to NFL from what the rumors say. They all of them want to go to NFL with Caleb.
Shoot.
That's the rumor is that Riley's trying to get a job with Caleb. Yeah, you looking crazy, but watch, bro.
Man.
That's what's gonna happen, man.
But
It's gonna be a package deal, man. Watch.
but that's the issue.
It is the issue.
Alex Grinch, he recruits like he's still at Washington State. They got these smaller defensive linemen, and they get ran on. And it seems like they run a lot of stuff where they're kind of scrambling around because they might be doing a little too much. As he tries to like overcoach to like compensate for the lack of, well, it works against certain teams, but then when you play against the Utahs, the Oregon, the Washington, like to the physical teams like Wisconsin, Michigan, you're gonna have to run into some problems. And
You said overcoaching? You said overcoaching, right?
Yeah, overcoaching.
If he's overcoaching, I don't want to see if he's undercoaching. Woo!
Coach,
Hello.
I don't see what he
Hey,
undercoaching.
you might laugh, but overcoaching could be just as bad as undercoaching in
Hey,
Patriots.
I agree, brother. That's my point
Overcoaching
exactly.
could be
He can't even overcoach. He can't undercoach. He can't coach. Dude. Hey, that's why I think Dude, bro.
Man,
He's
I'll
off.
tell you. Oh, man. And so we're going to get to the real issue over here. We're going to get to this thing with Harbaugh in Michigan. Man. I'll toss it over to y'all, man. I'm going to try that. I'm tossing y'all over to
No,
y'all.
the breaking news from Yahoo Sports is really bad, man. I mean, allegedly, let me say that. Allegedly, so I don't get sued. Allegedly,
It's good to have a lawyer on the show.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't trying to get sued.
Remind us.
I get sued, I'll lose my license. So yeah, I got my license. But no, Connor Stallings was scouting teams, Tennessee and SEC championship games. Just it's become it looks bad, man. And you got Connor Stallings next to the defense coordinator, next to the offense coordinator. He's a savant or something. No, he's giving them signals, allegedly, giving them signals that helping them. And we know why Michigan's been great over these last 3 years. Hint, hint. They've been stealing signals, allegedly. And so I feel bad. I come always to Chicago angle with this, and I feel bad because I want Harbaugh to be our head coach, and that ain't happening now. He ain't gonna coach anywhere. He'll probably be a bump somewhere.
Everybody's got gamesmanship. Everybody's figuring out how to steal signals. At that level,
I
people
agree,
are taking
but
it
you always get stupid if you get caught, D-Will.
for everybody to
Pretend,
pretend that people haven't developed ways to figure out.
Bro, I'm not naive enough to say that. I'm saying that he was dumb enough to get
we
caught.
also have to believe allegedly is part of it, but also there's somebody in NCAA who has got some struggles.
Oh, hey, Harbaugh.
They've been going back and forth, and there's somebody there that has, and it's well known when you have allegedly. It's well known there are people who get beefs over there, and once they get their hooks in on you, they're gonna try and figure out whatever it is to get it going. Now, I'm not saying nothing went wrong or didn't, but there seems to be first we're gonna get on you about buying somebody a sandwich. Now, okay, we're gonna get past all that. Now we're gonna try and get you on something else, and it's like, okay, you in the crosshairs of this. If I'm him, I'm going to NFL. I'm not messing with this. If I'm,
he better go to the NFL right now. The NFL might not touch him after this match.
They don't care about this. They'll figure out. They're like,
they don't care about it because their fan base will care about it. D-Wells, don't kid yourself.
NFL don't care, but NFL owners don't care about this. That's
you kid, bro.
If Harbaugh went out in the street and said, "I'm available right now,"
I don't know.
He might
I'll be like, what happened?
About four 4 NFL owners' limousines trying to get to his house to send him the
Man,
contract.
they didn't do that last year. They turned down last year, so don't go. They turned down last year.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
They turned him down last year, but Minnesota and Denver turned him down.
he'll end up in the
That's a
league.
fact. That's facts.
That's facts. You hope it. You hope it. Now, if he ends up coming to Chicago,
I think he's a really damn good coach.
You might run down Michigan Avenue butt naked, knowing
I
that.
would run. I want Harbaugh. Like I said, I want Harbaugh. They ain't gonna even lie. I think Harbaugh. In fact, we take him right now. Right now. That's it. Right now, we take him. Right now.
And to me, I'm gonna say this: it's unfortunate to be doing some of that stuff. You don't need to do all that. So I don't know if the cat was rogue, if he was coming back. We don't know what's going on. Darnell, you've been around all this.
That cat was rogue. That's not like what bro dude broke it down. I'll take it. Brother broke it down on the radio when I was driving back here. The coach knows when the toilet paper's been changed in the stadium. So don't tell me he didn't know about Connor Stallings.
Hey, look what they did in college basketball.
Yeah, we said we're just hearing a whole bunch of excuses, a whole bunch of whataboutism from Michigan fans, all over the last 24 hours or so. They say, well, everybody does it. He was just that. Well, it's not really elite, but hey, come on now. Like you said, I've been around, but there is a clear difference between stealing signals, trying to decipher signals in the flow of a game, right? Okay, when they did this signal, they ran a jet sweep or they ran a screen. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that is different than sending people to games to actually scout in person. You don't know where the seats was. If you have a seat behind the bench, you can hear a whole lot. You could get a whole lot of information from that. So hey.
You're a prime set though. You're a prime set, didn't you? You're a prime set?
What?
He said, yeah, I saw a prime set.
Oh, well, tell him,
Darnell.
I won't steal his thunder. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
He said you can have all the information in the world, but you still have to stop it, which is true. But it makes it a whole lot easier.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But it makes it a whole lot easier when you have the information.
That's a great statement. But the only thing, Prime hurt himself because he said it was different. But then clown himself. He said it was difference in baseball was different. He said if you steal steals in baseball, then that's bad. And I'm like, nah, Prime, you just clowned yourself.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell you right now, Prime got it right. You still got to execute. And them butt whoopers didn't happen from all that.
Yeah, you still got to execute, but it makes it a whole lot easier to execute when you know what's going on.
However it is, people get that information. They might have somebody at the stop. They might be looking at. People find ways to get that information. They call somebody who's telling them. They call somebody who's telling them who was at the game.
Y'all got caught red-handed. He got caught red-handed.
But one thing I give Prime, we saw that Michigan game, and man, I put it this way: you could have given them Michigan's all playbooks, signals, the whole nine. They still would have gotten whooped. Okay, they still would have gotten crushed.
Yeah, that's gonna take it on the chin, man.
The worst Michigan team I've seen in my lifetime. Now, I'll say right now, ever. That's the worst Michigan State. They didn't even compete, man. They look listless, bro.
Oh yeah,
ever. And they had nice uniform going on, but bad game, man. The uniform was tight.
Yeah. They were like Mr. T. You know, you should have never made me wait. That's how they came at them. You should never made me wait. All right, well, we're going to see what's coming on. It's unfortunate, man, because they balling right now.
Yeah, what they talk about, they're going to mess around. They're going to mess around and try to take Michigan, not allow Michigan State to play the title, man. That's what could happen. It's bad, bro.
Ooh, man. How you can mess up a good thing? How you can mess up a good thing?
Mess up a good thing? Hey, how you mean how you mess up? Hey, you messed up.
I said how you can mess up a good thing. It's a good thing, man.
You messed up when you cheated.
And then all of a sudden they became
was balling anyway. And you know it.
I put it this way. If they had tape on TCU, God help them.
That's the problem. They didn't have tape.
They was doing it. Somebody gave them some bad information.
They weren't.
Why didn't they just TCU? Why didn't
why
it
they
work
lost.
against TCU?
They didn't have they didn't have
Why
a
didn't it work
starter at
against
TCU.
TCU? That's gonna be
It
my
didn't work.
evidence.
It didn't
Counselor,
work because
I got Counselor Hampton.
it didn't work because
Counselor Hampton gonna
that's the
say,
perfect example.
what happened
That's the
against
perfect
TCU?
example. They didn't have it against TCU. That's why they lost. They didn't have it.
They probably did. Why wouldn't they have had it against TCU? They had it against other teams.
They would have. They had.
Because they had their own
Darnell,
game.
they allegedly had
Yeah.
scouts all around the country. They had to have tape on TCU.
Yeah, they had
Of course
to.
they had tape. There's a difference between having tape
I mean,
and
excuse me,
being
the
there in
signals.
person.
Yeah.
I was about to say, there's a difference between having tape and being there in person.
Yeah, I mean, in person. So you're right. I meant strike that.
Well, the only way you can track it is if somebody got fired. Then that was a person who didn't bring information back the correct way.
Well, you saw. I knew when they put Connor Stallings on paid leave. I was like, oh heck no, paid leave. They try to make sure you don't say nothing. I mean, am I wrong? They put my paid
Hammer.
leave, bro.
Hammer, this is why I placed it on your expert.
Paid leave.
You are a higher ed expert and lawyer. That right there tells me everything I need to know. For you to identify the paid leave. Because they put the brother from Michigan State on unpaid. Was he unpaid leave?
Yeah, forever unpaid leave. But they put this dude on paid leave. I heard that. I was like, nah, man. That's even Big Ten should step in and be like, nah.
All right,
that's basically
man.
paying to play, bro.
Man,
Paid leave.
Oh man, it hurts my heart. I'll keep it moving. All right, Penn State, man, they can't win the big game. No. What's up? What's up with Penn State, man?
It's Franklin, man. I mean, Franklin just can't win the big game. I mean, the brothers. I mean, he should have gone to the NFL when he had a chance, but they're not going to hear it. I mean, Penn State's fans are delusional. You have to understand, when Bill O'Brien took over, he won after basically a pure death penalty almost in football. They're not going to stand for that mess, man. So Butler Franklin better get it together, man. They look listless. They got totally dominated on both sides of the ball. And, Penn State, like I said, the fans are going to want more than that. And they're not going to stand for being mediocre. 10-2, they don't hear that mess. They think they are a juggernaut. They're not. But they think they are, and so Brother Franklin better get it together, man.
Yeah, for a minute I thought both teams had just come back from a seminar at Iowa on how to run an offense. Because they both looked crazy early on. I was like, hey, both of y'all out here looking like the Hawkeyes, like y'all adapting their offensive philosophy. But what is your thought about the game? And you see, but both these are top 10 teams, Darnell. What were your thoughts about this game?
Defensive struggle. I mean, Penn State, they're a step below. I mean, I don't think it's a James Franklin need to go. I don't think it's.
I mean, I wasn't excited about what I saw with the Buckeyes either. They threw every pass to your boy Harrison, and they weren't even covering him. They like playing his
Maserati Mar balling, dude. He balling.
He balling, but they were not really covering him. I'm like, man, y'all not really covering.
They couldn't cover him. They couldn't cover him.
They had Kalen over there covering. Kalen came from Cass Tech.
Yeah, he's good. He's a first rounder, right? He's good. He's first.
He couldn't do nothing with him. But
he's a first rounder, man.
But yeah, I told you a long time ago. I was never impressed by Kyle McCord. I'm still not impressed by Kyle McCord, but still, the pieces they have around him.
We know why. We can't say it on the air though. You don't like the fact that he's diverse.
What? I said I'm not impressed. I've never been impressed by him.
You saying he's Herb Street? Come on, man.
I'm the one that picked Josh Allen first. My first pick in last.
Well, he should have. I mean, he was the best. I mean, the only reason why he went first pick is because the scandal he had with the tweets.
He ain't Mike Tomczak. He ain't Mike Tomczak. But hey, well, I mean, the Buckeyes didn't. I mean, they look like they struggle with some elements as well. So we'll see what happens over these next couple.
Yeah,
of
they're off. Their running offense wasn't that good. Yeah, you're right. They're really targeting the ball, and then what I saw Julian Fleming made a really dumb decision on special teams. So they're not.
Yeah.
But then,
Well,
I
he
mean,
didn't even
then
see. He
Brian
didn't
Day's
see the
suspect
ball.
too.
Well, hey y'all,
But,
that's some good stuff. It's opening day in the NBA, but I'm gonna start with I just had a recent visit to the Chase Center. I was in the Bay Area, had a chance to go and watch the final preseason game um, between Warriors and the Spurs and Wembanyama. That kid's for real. But I was out there for a meeting and someone said, "Look, the Chase Center is a little bit different. It's a different crowd than you have in Oakland. I've been out to watch a game out in the Bay Area in a bar. I was out at a meeting, and the Bay Area was just live. I mean, the Oakland area was just live. Oakland's a different stuff. So the Chase Center obviously is in San Francisco, so it's going to be a little bit expensive because they got the new money." I said, "Okay." So I go in and I order something, and it's like, "You're there." He's kind of excited. He said, "Do you want a double?" I said, "A double? Okay, I'll hang out. I'll do this. I'm at the Chase Center. I'm gonna watch. $52 for a double. I said, I'm in the wrong place. I'm
That's
like,
why I don't
who
drink. That's
watches
why I don't drink,
games
man.
here?
That's why I don't drink.
Who watches
Can't
games
afford it.
here? I'm like, what am I getting into? Like, I'm from the Midwest. There's a different element. Like, Chicago's expensive, but you can go watch games. You can go watch the Bulls and not feel like you got a mortgage, right? You can go watch the Bucks and not feel like you got to sell somebody's kidney. It is like, my goodness. But other than that, I have to give it a good experience, man. They have a good experience out there. The game was on, and that boy, that young man, Wemby, is for real.
Right, for real, man.
He ain't no joke. He got to put a little bit of weight on so he can control his position a little bit, stay under there. But the funniest thing was at the beginning of the game, Steph does a little routine, runs to the end, does a little high knee thing, comes back to the middle of the circle, and shook his hand. And I thought he was just going to step out the circle. He ends up doing the jump, which was hilarious, Steph. But that kid is a problem. The Spurs have officially created a no-fly zone. I mean, he altered shots. I think he had like 5 blocks, but he probably altered another 6. That kid, and he hustles, he plays hard. They're gonna be a problem. That kid's gonna be a problem. On the Golden State side, they're pretty interesting. They got this mix. It's weird seeing Chris Paul in a
How
uniform.
does CP3 look? How you look?
He didn't play that much. He played a little bit. He played, but I didn't get. I don't feel like they really integrated him into the game plan. But he had a couple nice plays. They run this weird little 2-3 with him and Steph at the top. Sometimes they play zone. It was also harder to see because Draymond didn't play, so you didn't get a chance to see how the flow would happen with Draymond at all. But Kuminga was playing well.
Okay.
I liked I liked the way he was playing. He looked active. I'm just not sure, how it's all going to play
How
out.
Moses look? How Moses Moody look?
Moses looked like he struggled in my mind a little bit, man. He looked like he doesn't like
Trade him, man.
got the flow. He doesn't like he got the flow. I don't like his flow.
Right.
You know, like he's getting integrated into it. So it's hard to see out. They're gonna struggle defensively. They're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that people miss about Golden State is their ability. Everybody focuses on them scoring, but when they've been at their best, they've been a top 10 defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been, and so I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna be able to do defensively. It's hard to tell without Draymond on the floor, with how him and Looney can play. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, they're playing here opening night. We'll get a better sense. But it was quite an experience. So we'll have to get back out there. So let me. I want to ask y'all guys as it relates to the NBA, because everybody's talking about the top teams, but who do y'all think is flying under the radar that y'all think is like might be sneaky good? Maybe they might. You feel like they're going to make a run. Nobody's really talking about it. Y'all have a team that y'all think might be sneaky good that people aren't really paying attention to, but you think they kind of put some things together. They might make a run. Darnell, you have anybody like that you think is kind of sneaky good?
New Orleans. And Zion can stay healthy, man.
You got me on that one.
I saw Zion play. I saw Zion play last week. He had like five. He had 5 steals in like the first 10 minutes of the game, and I was like, man, he was active. He was looking healthy. He was moving pretty well, and he's something to watch because he's a very underrated passer. You know, he them with him in the lineup, I think they can really make a run at it. And also my other little sleeper team is Orlando.
Mm.
I think Orlando is a team people are sleeping on with Anthony Black, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner. You know, they're building something over there. They have a whole bunch of length, a whole bunch of size, and players that just know how to play basketball. So I think that's another underrated team.
Hammer, you have anybody?
Like OKC. I think OKC could be interesting. So they got young team, like the coach, like especially Gillis Alexander. So I like that team as far as it goes. So I think they're under the radar. I think they're young nucleus, and they could be good. Yeah. So
Yeah, the team that I'm starting to get a feel for, and y'all might have a better feel for them. I feel like they're putting something together as Indiana. They got Bruce Brown in there. I think they have solid follow, with Halliburton and
Halliburton's squad, yeah.
And they got guys who
Miles
play
Turner,
hard.
Miles Turner, yeah.
They got some players as I'm starting. You still got Buddy Hield over here. They got a little depth. Like you were saying, they got players who know how to play.
The problem with them, D. Wills, is that everybody's in the trade block.
Turner,
everybody's in a damn in a trade. The problem in Indiana is everybody's in a damn projected trade. So I think they're going to be broken up. So
Obi Toppin has the potential like he is. They got the acquisition of Obi. I think they could be sneaky good, man. I think they
could if they decide.
Them and the Pistons.
I see they made trade rumors with them, man. So I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to break up the team or not? I mean, I heard Turner's
That's
in
the
deal.
thing about it. And it looked like they got
like
a team. I look like they got a team you could make a foundation with. So it's hard. You're right. I mean, it depends on where they go with it. But these look at some guys that can pull some stuff together. I feel like they can do something. But you're right. You see how they do the first quarter. Maybe getting into January or something like that. If they're not where they need to be, maybe they're. But I feel like they can make a run.
They could. I mean, they got the coach of Carlisle, but again, I just think that the lack of patience, it seems, in Carlisle wants to make a move, and I just think that there's some good pieces that could give them some assets back. Yeah. And so I think that's where I just see this team being where we don't know what the Indiana Pacers is going to be in the year. So you're right; it's going to be a key thing how they do on the onset.
Yeah,
because that's going to determine the where they're going to go as far as their nucleus, as well as players they'll trade or players they'll keep. So.
Yeah, so that's a team. If you think about somebody that is potentially could have a breakout season, who do you think could have like a breakout?
You already named them. that was my team right there, Indiana.
Yeah. No, in terms of, I was thinking about more of a player rather than a team.
Oh, you said a team. I think you said a breakout team.
Player. Yeah.
Breakout player. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Indiana. Talk about why you. So Indiana would have been an under radar team because they're gonna break out. So why would you say Indiana?
You said why would I say Indiana?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I think they're a team that's poised to break out, especially because they have the floor general. That's Tyrese Halliburton. He's the kind of connecting piece that can bring all these pieces together. Like you said, they got Jarris Walker. They picked up the guy I liked a lot in college.
Yep.
They have, like you said, Benedict Mathurin. They have the shooter, and Buddy Hield. Obi Toppin's in there. Miles Turner's still there.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of pieces there. With a guy like Halliburton, I think that's a team that could really break out.
Yeah.
And they could be a possible playoff team this year if everybody stayed healthy and they progress like we know they can. But if we're looking for a breakout player,
yeah,
I'm trying to think. Man,
I think a lot
So
of people are saying Tyrese Maxey, right, is ready for a
yeah,
breakout
Tyrese
season.
Maxey, especially because James Harden, he's not playing right now.
He,
And that's a whole nother situation right there.
so you said James Harden, and I said James Harden's about to find his way. I said Turkey and China. You said China, but that's probably because where he got the money over
Yeah,
there. But James Harden about to find himself out the league.
he gonna find himself out the league. But yeah, Maxey's a good pick. Um, I'm interested to see what Scotty Barnes will do.
Mm.
Um,
What
out
are they
there,
doing in Toronto?
I really don't know. I really don't know.
This is like the first time in a long time. It's like, does Toronto have
They're
a plan?
running
Because they're usually a
they're
team with a
running with
plan.
shit.
I'm like, what is their plan? I thought in because he was hurt last year, but I think he might make a run because he could make a run for Rookie of the Year. I think Chet Holmgren might have his breakout.
But I didn't know if we could do rookies for breakout. I didn't know if we were
Because obviously he's considered rookie because he never even played
Yeah,
last year,
Yeah, he's a
and
rookie
so
because
that
he
was
didn't
why I
play.
didn't want
Yeah,
to.
He
that's
didn't
what I'm
play.
You're right.
saying.
You're right.
But
But
if we can throw rookies in there,
play.
I'm saying Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson
he about
is
to
my
break out the
breakout.
door, huh?
He
From
gonna hit
day
the
one.
ground running. He gonna hit the ground
The
running.
brother from Atlanta, the brother from USC. Talked about the guy
Let's see.
about mispronounce his name.
Okongwu?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
center.
Congo. Yeah,
Oh yeah, he
you
had
know,
a
he
good
got,
year last year.
Yeah.
you have a real good year this year.
Yeah, he could be a breakout. And we're gonna see more players, making that run, making that breakout at some point in our world. Well, as we had a lot we kind of cover a little bit here, as we try to get to the end, but we're gonna take time here, to bring it on home. I'm still laughing. Hammer had me laughing with earlier going on, so I'm still giggling. But we, he said,
I have
he
to
said,
fact, I say,
overcoach. I hate to see what he
and
undercut.
Darnell gave me opening, man. I had to put him, man. I'm overcoaching. He overcoaching.
Oh my
Woo!
goodness. That was right. I'm still going. All right, we're gonna take some time to get out some flowers, man. All right. Who wants to go first? Who got something?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm give my flowers to the King. King James
Yeah.
entering year 21. Man, I'm coaching kids that aren't even 21 years old yet. And just looking back at the career of LeBron James, it's amazing to see what he's still able to do at this advanced age, and he's showing no signs of stopping. So yeah, just taking my hat off to LeBron. They came up short today, but he had a good game. And man, just I'm just kind of in shock. I'm kind of in shock and awe watching. He's dude's almost 40 years old, running up the court, pushing the break. I'm like, man, but yeah, drop the mic. The falls to LeBron, the King James.
That's a good one. And Haslam was even saying that. It's like there's a number of us who played to we're 20 or something years in the league. His stats are better than all of us combined. He said just because who he is, like he's doing it at such a high level. So you got somebody like Haslam who's just giving nothing but the praises. All right, Hammer, who do you want to give it to?
It's sport we don't talk about much, but we'll talk about more fully. Is Bruce Bochy. Tremendous managerial job. This team lost over 100. Now they're in the World Series, beating the world champions, and just shows how they wouldn't even interview him for a job, but that's the White Sox. That's why they're a great franchise. And so, maybe 4 with. He's definitely cemented his legacy as one of the best men in baseball history because the way he's been able to and come back in a different style of baseball too. He's able to win when baseball had changed, and also win in the league. And so it's come back like wine, fine wine, not Ripple.
Sam.
And we're gonna drop the mic for Bruce Bochy.
Bruce Bochy dropping the mic on the flowers. I want to give flowers to Michael Malone on this time that we are celebrating. Huh?
I said, hello. That's a good one. Huh?
Yeah, and especially given his father Brendan Malone, passed away. What about a few weeks ago? Didn't get a chance to be part of this celebration. For your Piston fans, Brendan Malone was on that bench with them Pistons. Had been coaching a long time a year, but it's hard in a career to get to a point to be able to do something, and to be able to bring something to a city that never had an opportunity to celebrate like this. Today you can really feel that energy, and there's times when he's got a little bit of an edge on him, but you understand that when you kind of the underdog and nobody's giving you love, and I just those players play hard for him. He's really built something there in Denver, and on a night like tonight, to have the city of Denver, to be like the center of the basketball world, in that sense, is great, and it all has to do with Michael Malone keeping together, keeping them focused, keeping them on task, and now trying to build to try to do it again. And so, coaching is tough, man, and anytime you can get to the top of a mountain like this, people need to give you your flowers. So that's it for us here. One Mike, thank you for being with us on the ride and underground. We're revving up in a couple weeks. We'll be in Maui, actually in Oahu, because the Invitational will be in Oahu. So we'll hopefully maybe in the next couple of podcasts we'll get a preview on some of the teams that we're going to see in the Invitational. It's going to be a star-studded lineup. We got a lot of other things happening. Please check us out. Go to realsportsguys.com. Follow us online, Real Sports Guys, on all those platforms where you can find us, and please support us. Give us that 5 if you can. We just get one person at a time. We just a little engine that could. And thank you for being with us, fellas. It's always been good. Until I'll see you on the other side.
Ready for the day the Lord called on me. Them all decisions, man, they all on me. I can't get this away from
Hey, yo, Nip.